I'm Bethany Anderson of Bethany Heals, and if life's been lifing lately, then you found me just in time. This is a pause, a permission slip to just be. And before we begin, let me remind you, your healing isn't on a timeline. Around here, we don't hustle our healing, we honor it. Trust that your intuition brought you here for a reason. So let's drop into our next archive episode. Hello, and welcome to archive episode number 9. It's not just any episode, it is our season 2 finale episode. I actually wasn't planning on recording this until like a couple of days from now, but something in me was saying, get on that damn mic right now, Bethany. And when intuition nudges, you pay attention. So we're just riffing it today. I have had some interesting realizations over the past week or so, and I'm excited to share what's been coming up lately. So I am getting ready to leave for my creative residency. I leave in a few days, and holy shit. It's definitely hitting me. I will be honest, I haven't even started packing. I have the things. I'm a Virgo rising, okay? My version of not being prepared is everyone's like 90% ready to go. So I'm just over packing and preparing at this point. But I was thinking about when I first applied for this creative residency, right? What was I thinking? No, but seriously, what was I thinking? Because I don't know how else to describe what it looks like when you are listening to your intuition, except for moments like this. So, as you know, we had Sue on the episode last week, who was just returning from the same exact residency that I'm going to. And she was the one who pushed me into applying. And when I received that invitation in the email, I was in shock. I was like, who, me? This girl right here? You want me at your residency? That's wild. That's a wild choice. Giddy up, let's go. So I was in shock at first, but if there's one thing I know is when a door opens, you step through, because if not, someone else is going to take it. And I never really had a clear vision or understanding of why I felt like I should apply. I just remember seeing Sue's story and just being like, I think this is for me. I'm gonna dig into this and see what happens. And I have a feeling that I'm gonna be finding a lot of clarity about myself. It's not about some end project that I need to create. I think I am the project. I think that I've gone through so many shifts within the past year, and I haven't really allowed myself to recalibrate, so to speak, to look at the person that I am today after everything that I've moved through. And I think that this residency is going to give me the space to do that. It's interesting because I create space every day in my life to meditate, to connect with myself, to listen to my intuition, to let it guide me. But I've never actually had the invitation or the opportunity to disconnect in this way before. And for me, it really feels like a once in a lifetime opportunity. And I don't take that for granted. In fact, I am starting to feel the weight of that and what that could mean for myself. I always keep coming back to this question of like, who am I going to be when I get back? Am I about to just teleport back here? Like, I'm just going to come in floating to every room like, welcome. You know that scene from Harry Potter when it's the last movie, the last part, and Harry Potter dies by the hands of Voldemort, Avada Kedavra, right? And he's in that train station, so to speak, and he's talking to Dumbledore. And then and then Harry's like, is this real? And Dumbledore was like, if it's in your mind, anything can be real. And then he just fades off into the clouds and you're just like, Dumbledore, what the hell was that? I was just telling my best friends, I feel like I'm going to come back as dead Dumbledore. So stay tuned. But it's interesting because I can't see anything past me leaving this weekend. And that actually feels very exciting and also scary because I don't know what that means for my work, how I'm going to show up in my work moving forward, how my offerings are going to show up moving forward for my clients, what any of this means. It's almost as if I'm walking in with this blank canvas, right? And speaking of a blank canvas, last night I went to my friend Wesley's sound bath. And he's absolutely amazing, by the way. Let's side quest. We're going on a side quest. I have to tell you the story of how I met this guy, Wesley. So I went to go see the ethereal fairy singer Diana Lopez a couple weeks ago, maybe like a month ago at this point, at a local museum by my house. And I'm listening to her sing and I'm just enjoying the music with my friend. And I keep getting this nudge in my head of like, you need to talk to this guy behind you. You need to connect. You need to exchange information. And I'm like, okay, first of all, I am such an introvert. Like, it is so hard for me to get out of my comfort zone and do something like that. I may present myself as a very extroverted people person, but in all reality, after like being around a group of 2, maybe 3 people cap, I'm done. My battery is like I cannot, right? So putting myself in these situations of connecting with people on the inside, everything within me is on fire. I'm like, oh my God, am I going to do this? What are they going to say? What are they going to think I'm weird? Like my mind just starts spiraling. But I look really calm on the outside, so I guess that's all that matters. So I'm sitting here enjoying the show, and I just keep thinking, I need to connect with this person. I have no idea why. Whatever. So the show ends and I turn around because we're all laying on the ground on these bunch of like bean bags and bolsters and pillows and blankets, all cozy with our shoes off. And I literally just turn around and I tap his foot and I go, hey, I'm Bethany. Nice to meet you. We should exchange information. He was like, what? And I was just like, yeah, I think it's really cool to see other, people of color within the spiritual community. It's not easy to find that these days, especially with where we live. And he's like, no, I totally agree. And so we exchange information. So fast forward, we've hung out. We love Wesley. Turns out that he's a Cancer sun, Aquarius moon, Virgo rising, just like me. And I'm like, wait, hold up. Are you telling me that I literally just called in my twin, the male version of me? That's wild. Anyways, we love Wesley. He was hosting a sound bath last night, and I wanted to support and experience his magic in real life. So I went to his show after I had a full day of teaching intuitive healing meditations at my studio, which, by the way, was so amazing. We did it for Black History Month, and it was just free to the community. Holy shnikes. I forgot how good it feels to teach in person. Love it. Anyways, I digress. So I'm at this sound bath, and Wesley starts by saying to come into this as like a blank canvas, right? And just allowing whatever wants to be painted from within you to express itself. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I love this vibe. Let's pop off. So I'm laying down, receiving his magic in this sound bath, and I have this vision. And so in the beginning of the vision, I'm running. Like I am running for my life, okay? I am running towards a charcuterie board. I'm just kidding. Sorry, I had a charcuterie board for lunch today. I had a girl lunch, okay? We love a girl lunch. I am running fast, not towards the board, unfortunately. I was running from something behind me. So I'm watching myself run, and there's this terror on my face. And I asked, like, what are you running from? And it was fear. It was this deep, really aggressive, strong energy of fear. And I realized that I was running from myself. And the second that I realized that, I stopped in my tracks. And I let the fear, all of it, all the stories, the thoughts, the experiences hit me. And I split into 2. Okay, mind you, this is a whole ass vision I'm having. just laying on the ground. I'm here for it. And so I split into two. And this second version of me was this shell. It was this white porcelain shell. And I look at it and I smash it and it just breaks up into all these little pieces. And then it's just me standing there. And then I just watch myself start to walk off and step into the person that I'm becoming as someone that's whole, who's accepted and integrated all parts of myself. As I'm watching myself walk away, fully whole, I start asking myself, what do you want? What do you want? And that question just kept coming up again and again and again. What do you want? What do you want? And I didn't know. I started saying all these like surface level things that didn't even matter. And I realized that that's what I'm working towards. That is my project while I'm in Finland. What do I want? When I have no internet, when I have no work to do, when I have no music or YouTube playing in the background, when I have no classes that I'm learning or teachers that I'm learning from, when I have nothing but me, myself, and I in the silence. I have no choice but to look at myself and answer that question. You know, it makes me think, when was the last time that you were really honest with yourself? When was the last time you asked yourself, what do you want? I don't think we ask ourselves that question enough. And I don't think that we're honest if we do. So I think that that's going to be my invitation for you as I step away for the next month is to ask yourself, what do you want? And we don't all have the luxury of stepping away for a month to be in silence to find that. But we do still have the ability to create space to ask ourselves that incrementally over time, whether that's 5 minutes journaling for the day. What do I want today? Whether that's taking some time in the evening to meditate on just asking yourself, what do I want? Let that be the question that you continue to come back to as well. And when I return, let's see what answers we come up with and what we can build from there. So as I close out this second season of Life Be Lifing, that's wild. Wait, hold up. I have recorded 24 episodes. This is my 25th episode. Oh my gosh. Happy quarterversary to us, y'all. I can't believe I've recorded 25 podcast episodes. That's wild. I can't believe that this was all just a little baby pipe dream. And look what it's becoming. That's so exciting. You know, it's interesting. My astrologer, who I always do a annual birthday reading with her, a solar return reading, Mia French. She was actually our guest on episode 3 of this season 2. Watch the episode if you haven't. She's got so many great details and bits of information when it comes to astrology and how that looks in your life. But I remember during my birthday reading last year, she was like, you're going to be using your voice. You're going to be creating something new. And I was like, is that my podcast? Like, no, there's no way. There's no way that the podcast is coming. And then I just remember after the summer from when I first moved up here, I started making secret episodes. I think I made 3 episodes and just didn't say anything to anyone because I was just trying to get comfortable with it. And those first episodes are staying up. I'm leaving them up forever because I want y'all to see my growth and what it looks like when you take the leap and do something that you feel like you're called to without it being perfect, from just freaking doing it. Anyways, the first episodes, definitely questionable. But it's really cool to look back and to listen to how I express myself, how I speak, how I connect with my guests. The audio gets better over time, and just to watch the progression of my growth with this podcast. And it's only going to keep getting better from here, right? This is the only way that we learn is by doing. So I am so excited for season 3 of Life Be Lifing. I have some huge, huge guests coming on for season 3 already. Honestly, don't ask me how I connect with all these people. You know, my mom always said when I was growing up, all they can do is say no. You might as well just ask. And that's what I do. So I'm really excited for the guests that are coming on. And I think that this first episode is going to be a doozy because I'm going to record it the week that I get back from the creative residency. Like, who am I? Who am I going to be? Maybe I'll be exactly the same and nothing's going to change. And I'll be like, yep, no, actually, turns out I've always known what I wanted. And I just hung out in the forest for a month. But anyways, before I go, I have a few quick updates. My private sessions and the Hearth, my free weekly online circle where I provide intuitive guidance for your week ahead, are going to be closed while I'm in Finland. So if you've been thinking about scheduling some time with me or wanting to join us in the Hearth, keep an eye out in my newsletter, The Devotion, because those that are subscribed to my newsletter get every single detail about anything first. Echoes of Self starts April 11th. All right. So this is a 4-week ritual space for women who are tired of building practices that collapse the second life gets busy. So if you want practices that actually fit your life and not someone else's perfect morning routine, join the waitlist. The link will be in the show notes below as well. Lastly, Elixir is finally returning. It's coming back in May. This is my deeper 8-week space for when you're ready to stop going through the motions and actually build a life that feels like yours. That waitlist is also open. Link is in the show notes. And that's it. That's all that you need to know. I'll see you when I'm back. And in the meantime, the archives of Life Be Lifing are here if you need them. Please take care of yourself. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe so you can be the first to know when the newest episode of Life Be Lifing arrives when I get back. All right, y'all. I'll see you on the other side.